What's up, everyone? Julia here,
And Trent.
and we're back with episode 12 of Andor.
The big finale, Jedha, Kyber, Erso, and I cannot wait to see how this series wraps up. It's been a phenomenal 2 seasons, and we've got the big resolution of the cliffhanger coming with Cassian trying to extract Clea from the safe house on Coruscant with the Imperial troops doing a sweep of the building with that epic cliffhanger of them just storming down the corridors, holding the guns. But we got K2SO bringing up the rear, just going boom to the trooper over the bridge. Cannot wait to see this play out and just how it sets up Rogue One. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
After all of this, what a bitter ending.
Nothing's ending.
It's a new beginning.
You're keeping Luthen alive.
Big words.
Keep the legacy going.
You can rest there.
As a prisoner.
As a hero. You need to see the place you helped build.
The 2 perspectives.
Yeah.
You need to tell them what you told us.
I'm not leaving you here.
And that's the thing. Both Luthen and her really laid the foundation for you.
It's not us, so it's a link transmit from the ship, so it's a bit confusing.
Must be someone there.
Anyone else with a tactical line failure?
Oh!
K2! Let's just ruin their tactics, shall we? Love the touch of sweat.
Still no comms.
We're wasting time.
Yep, destroy any evidence.
Is that it?
Yeah.
A big step for her, leaving the entire world that
She knows,
knows behind.
2 with me, 1 flank. You can tuck in, sir. Got this from here.
Their ego and confidence, their arrogance.
You can stop right there! Go. Slowly raise your hands above your head!
The fact that they're just silhouetted by the light.
What? Leave it! This is ISB! This is a warrant search! This is your first and final warning!
You could say only warning.
We can still close the door. We'll be trapped as opposed to what?
Okay, where are you?
He's coming. He's a-coming. Woo!
Oh! Broken back. Spartan kick.
Stunner.
It's not good when you have nearly impervious droids going against you, is it?
Yeah. Kick it. Oh!
That impact was so cool, though.
Go!
Oh, don't be dead.
She's just unconscious. Good, Cass. Cover her to protect her.
Oh! Yeah!
Apparently everyone's out running down the emergency disease warrant.
Flooded! Get anything you can of it.
The panic when things don't go that...
Yep.
Blasters won't do much.
Oh!
The screams!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Just completely snapped his neck.
Cass! Where are you? Back here!
Shouldn't laugh.
Hello.
Cassian, I've cleared a path.
Said it so proudly.
Proud.
I've cleared a path. There's something utterly terrifying of him using a person
as a
as a human
shield.
shield when he's basically impervious. And now the
Panic.
panic.
Clarity. We need units immediately. Push the request. Push it now.
I hope she's okay.
Yep, say goodbye to Coruscant. Oh.
I assume any doubts about my value have been erased.
You can speed up now.
Aw.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Aw. Just wanted to thank you. I love that the hopeful music plays whenever they're showing the hangers in the oven. What I would give to walk on the wing of next week.
Tell me why, whenever I'm being scolded for troubling you, I'm reminded the rebellion is bigger than all of us. And yet, when you feel inconvenienced, all I hear is how small and how fragile it's all become.
This is more than inconvenience.
Why should I believe anything you say?
We know you're on Jedha, Saw. We know you're picking off Imperial transports. We're trying to share what we hear about how dangerous that is making things for all of us.
What you know, what you hear, poking at my window. How many more meddling squealers have you set my way?
I'm trying to help you. You've already got an Imperial destroyer on site.
You have no idea where I am, or your spies and infiltrators. You think I'd still be alive if I hadn't learned to bend them as I wish?
It's the Empire that's after you, Saw, not us.
If only you could fight, as well as you lie.
His paranoia plays to his hand really well.
He's been warned.
He's insane.
He's not. We've been probing his team for over a year now. It's an active operation.
Yeah.
Which is how you're sure he's on Jedha.
Sir, Admiral Radis requested you join him. The missing U-wing. There's a situation. Apparently, it's coming in hot, unauthorized, and requesting landing coordinates.
I'll be right back.
Is this Andor?
I believe so.
With a stolen ship? On an unsupervised mission?
You could make that case.
Incredible.
Excuse me.
Tensions are very high.
Makes the Senate look easy, doesn't it?
You're lucky Merrick's away. He'd go shoot it down himself.
Let's hope that's not necessary.
Oh,
That was,
stunning.
yeah.
Try it again. It's not the comm unit. Try again. You should have filed a flight plan. Nothing.
Why aren't they answering?
We could be anybody.
They'll figure it out.
I suspect we'll be shot down as an enemy probe.
Shut up.
This is so refreshing.
This is the restricted orbital air lane. Failure to comply with our specific commands will trigger immediate destruction.
I planned to tell him I was kidnapped.
I'm throwing you all under the bus.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
That's certainly a response.
Yeah.
Stop right there!
She's injured.
Who else is with you?
Hello.
Just us. She needs a doctor, please. Take it to the sick bay. Careful.
I like the subtle acknowledgement of we're in control here and you did the wrong thing, but we're...
Yeah.
You, droid. Me. Power down this ship, walk away, then power down yourself until further notice.
I have important news.
I certainly hope so.
But also got to respect the chain of authority.
Yeah, definitely.
Captain,
Sir.
apparently you've been chasing something you feel is worth violating every rule we live by.
Not exactly. I went to save an old friend. Of that, I'm guilty. It's what I learned when I got there that made us come back so reckless.
You went to save Luthen Rail.
Luthen is dead. We found Clea at the old safe house.
Who's Clea?
Luthen's assistant.
She has some very urgent news.
So where is she?
She's been
Sick
taken to
bay.
the infirmary.
Is she all right?
She will be.
Well, let's have it, Captain.
The concern from Mon.
Luthen Rail had a source in the ISB. Yesterday on Coruscant, Luthen was called to an emergency meeting. The source told him he just learned that the Emperor's secret energy project was the cover story for the manufacture of a weapon.
The energy project.
That's hardly a secret. We've been funding it for years.
Without details or inspections.
What kind of a weapon are we talking about?
I don't know about the weapon.
Then what's the point?
Let him finish.
That there's a connection between the Gorman destruction the Kyber mining on Jedha, and an Imperial engineer named Galen Erso.
All of this conveniently wrapped in a big energy program basket.
I'm just reporting what he was told.
Yeah.
It sounds like a paranoid fantasy.
Luthen Rail died for this.
And how has that been verified?
Are you serious?
Captain.
Gotta look into it.
The problem, Captain, is Luthen. I know you share a long history. Both of you. It's hard not to wonder if your judgment here might be less than objective.
I'll have to disagree.
You gotta look at how reliable he's been in the
Everything I
past.
know about Luthen that makes me believe this is real.
That's
We're
exactly
talking
right.
about
Exactly right.
someone who's been a thorn in our side since we began building this alliance.
Did you know him?
Yeah.
Does anyone in this room, besides Senator Mothma, have any idea how much you owe him?
Oh, please.
When I say I know Luthen, I mean I know the good and the bad. I know what was wrong with him, and I made my choice 2 years ago to join here and be part of this. But none of that can take away what he did and how hard it was.
Yep.
I don't know if what he was told is true or not,
You gotta look into it.
but it's insulting to hear him run down by people who have given a fraction of his sacrifice to this rebellion.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Cass.
When's the last time you two spoke?
A year ago, when he had me rescue Senator Mothma from the Senate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
Remember
something
that
pretty damn
story?
big.
Noted.
Hmm.
He stayed on Coruscant too long. The rumors we've been hearing is that the ISB was on to Luthen.
I'm afraid it's just as easy to believe that Luthen was the one being played.
His secrecy, his inability to collaborate, the web of doubts that he created. It makes everything unbelievable.
So we do nothing?
You need to make a stand, Mom.
We'll be back tomorrow night.
This is active intelligence.
More like puffed up speculation.
We will follow up tomorrow night with a full session. As of now, Captain Andor, you are forbidden from accessing your ship and confined to quarters.
Requesting permission to visit the infirmary.
Permission granted.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very quick answer. That was the look of let's trust it.
Yeah.
Your contact with Saw Gerrera. He sent 3 urgent messages from Kafrene in the past 10 hours.
So on Jedha. And you think this can wait?
You're in no position to make suggestions, Captain. Make it quick.
But you've just acknowledged that you
Yeah,
confirmed.
you acknowledged that you
basically,
confirmed what he said.
Yeah. But they probably believe something of that magnitude can't even exist. It's unfathomable.
Yeah.
Just glad she's alive.
Not exactly the hero's welcome I promised, was it?
She looks so defeated.
It's a lot for them to take in. I'm doing what I can. I promise.
It's hard because she's lost everything and now she's in a place that doesn't respect or appreciate anything that they've done.
What's happened?
Luthen's dead. Cassian brought Claire back, but
When did this happen?
just now.
Cassian?
He's been grounded.
He should stop saving people.
I need something. They brought back some
Big.
curious information. I won't share it, because I'm hoping he'll tell it to you, and you'll tell me what you think.
Spy on him.
Help me believe him.
Interesting play. Also interesting to see how everyone's taking the news of Luthen's death and their reactions to it.
I have some bad news.
You gonna find Luthen?
He did.
He's dead, Will.
Oh,
You made it worth it.
poor Will. Yeah, vastly different reactions.
Will you drink to Luthen?
Just this once.
That's the thing. You acknowledge the good and the bad.
Can't toast them all, can we?
Gorn. Nemec.
Cinta.
The Gormans. Ferrex. Your mother. The Darnies.
Aldani.
I like they both said the other person that they cared about.
Mon wants to know if your Luthen story is real.
No games, straight to
Yeah.
the... Even saying Mon.
He died for it. Does it matter what he did to us along the way? Does it matter how it twisted him? None of this exists without him. None of us are here.
Yeah, he brought a lot of them together.
Claire wouldn't lie about it.
Tell me what she said.
And a good move getting the people who've actually worked with Luthen and Claire to know exactly what it would be like.
There will be times when the struggle seems impossible. I know this already.
And then it's
Alone,
Manifesto.
unsure, dwarfed by the scale of the enemy. Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea. It occurs spontaneously. Random acts of insurrection are occurring constantly throughout the galaxy. There are whole armies, battalions that have no idea that they've already enlisted in the cause. Remember that the frontier of the rebellion is everywhere. And even the smallest act of insurrection pushes our lines forward. And then remember this. The Imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural. Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. Authority is brittle. Oppression is the mask of fear.
I love that he's listening to it himself.
You've heard it before.
Bits and pieces.
Just keep spreading, doesn't it?
Yeah. The sparks lit, the fires
Been
burn.
hard to contain.
Who do you think it is?
I'm afraid they're waiting for you, sir. I told them I'd bring you down.
May I have a moment to collect my thoughts?
The mutual respect they have.
It's a man who knows he's done.
Yep. A man who definitely knows he's done.
Yeah. And the fact he knew it was coming as well.
Yep.
Listening to the manifesto before killing himself.
himself.
Parvagas, wow. And just a simple, who do you think it is? Or who do you think it was? But the fact that manifesto's gone that far and spread...
And that wide,
yeah.
yeah.
And the Empire has it now.
You should reconnect with Bix.
She's safe, isn't she?
That's what I hear.
She wouldn't be safe with me. It's too late for that.
She might disagree.
Once this settles down, maybe. I'll think about it.
Don't wait too long.
Oh.
It just goes to show he's going to keep fighting until it does settle down, regardless. Selfless. Do it for her. Aww.
Leia! It's Val.
That Bill found her.
I'm not sure it'll do much good, but put this on.
Yeah, poor. She hasn't been able to process anything.
Oh.
Come on.
I do like that she's not alone, though.
I'm sorry about Luthen. What you did for him, I can't imagine that was easy.
It had to be done.
It gets tiring saying that, doesn't it?
He always used to say, know your way out before you go in. I don't even really know where I am.
I have friends everywhere. You're here with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no longer just a code. Just simple little things that were reinforced there that Cassian was saying by Vel. You're not alone.
We've been released.
They threw us out.
None of that is true. General Draven brought us home.
He's outside.
He wants to speak to you about something now.
Tivik's on Kafrene until tomorrow. He'll only meet with you.
That doesn't sound promising.
Do you trust him?
I try.
There's an Imperial destroyer parked over Jedha as of 2 days ago. Jedha, Kyber crystal, an ISB ball, and Luthen dying to get us in motion. Now Tivik keeps calling us. If this is all a trap, it's a brilliant way to spring it.
How do I get to Kafrene?
We haven't seen any dream of his sister this season.
Waking up humans is always confusing.
Yeah.
The man you do not like is here.
How can you not like Bale?
Sleep well?
No.
Ever sleep well?
No.
Then we have something in common. General Draven has your orders. Proceed to your contact, learn what you can. Do it quickly.
Can I ask what changed?
If I die fighting the Empire, I want to go down swinging. You find that amusing?
No, but you and Luthen would have gotten along much better than you think.
I was going to say, it's exactly what Luthen did.
May the Force be with you, Captain.
That's a big line to say in this.
Oh.
Keep watering those plants. But I love the resignation of Bale of the I'd rather die swinging than being complacent and arguing amongst ourselves. Woohoo! Love that outfit.
It's nice to see them together.
Yes. After they were torn apart for so many years due to the spy work Luthen was doing. He's still alive. With Skolden's wife.
Okay. Okay.
Does not look happy with that Mon though.
Oh.
Oh, she's in prison.
She's in prison.
Little smile.
Little smile, yeah.
Don't step on that floor. In a prison like Narkina 5. Nice.
Nice.
Saw on Jedha. All the pieces falling in place.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
There's a rumor we have a flight plan.
The Ring of Kafrene.
Tivik?
We'll take the quick way.
It's so much easier when I know what we're doing.
when we have permission to take off. And we got a Gonk Droid cameo.
Gonk Droid.
Yep. Into the light.
Yeah.
Oh! B.
You could go again.
Oh.
One more and I win.
B.
Playing with his friends. Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Makes me so happy but so sad. Oh, we have a child together. Looking out over the horizon. That was a good finish. That was a very good finish.
That's a very good finish.
A good little send off for Bix with having presumably Cass's child, which makes the context of everything she said even harder.
Yeah, harder.
Yeah,
Oh.
because he definitely wouldn't have left knowing that.
No.
Oh, let's see if there's anything. Let's see if there's anything after. Yes. Oh, they just had to throw the John Williams theme in there just to hit the emotions that little bit more.
A little bit more.
Oh, I thought I was going to be able to compose myself by the time then, but no. As soon as the Williams theme hit, got me again. What a ending to set up all the pieces.
To set up all the pieces for Rogue One.
And I mean, just especially leading it directly into Cassian going to Kafrene. To that first scene where we see him in Rogue One. That's, and that ending with Bix and the child.
Oh, that was heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Oh. A child he'll never get to see.
It makes it that much, But it also makes his selflessness and his acts even more powerful and just fantastic for everything that he's sacrificed. And it makes me wonder whether Vela knew that they had the child with the... I hear she's doing well.
I think she did, and it's just one of those things where you can't...
You should go to her.
You should go to her. Yeah.
But there were so many good things in that episode. What a way to tie it all together. Like, let's start at the very start of K2SO. Human shielding. Yeah. And snapping Hit's neck and human shielding him and then just destroying everyone.
And then I believe I have proven myself useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do not doubt me.
Any doubts you had about me?
Yeah. Any doubts? No, thank you. No, okay.
But then the return to Yavin, and there was actually a lot of very similar things that we'd seen earlier on in those first three episodes with the kind of, not the infighting amongst the rebels, but and throughout the kind of politicking and Mon saying, and we thought the Senate was hard.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely still much especially in that talk with Saw. It's definitely not a united rebellion.
Not fully, no.
It's not fully. It is still spread out, and you still do have that political nature of it against a united front of the Empire.
And Saw not trusting and being right about not trusting. You're spying on me. I know these things, and his paranoia, and that he's insane, but he's correct. But it's they're kind of chastising him for his actions, but his actions have prevented and slowed down the Empire on Jedha from obtaining the Kyber crystals at a faster rate.
Yeah.
But it's a nice thing to show context to. If they had have ignored Cassian after that meeting, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
They're gone literally the next day. Given how quickly the events happen in Rogue One, there's not any time to lose.
Yeah.
And by them putting it off, it would have changed the complete result.
And having the information being sent that backs up his story as well. And to sit there and to look at it and go, if this is a trap, it's a bloody good one.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what it seems too perfect. And I understand being very wary of that. It just... especially with their ideas of Luthen. And Cassian said it correctly. Apart from him and Mon,
yep.
Who knew him at that table? You only knew the worst of him. He is the one that set this whole thing up in order for them to be there at that table.
Yep. And Mon looking at Cassian the entire time he's speaking and realizing this is most likely to be true. Knowing how Luthen works, and what he sacrifices to obtain information, who he gets rid of to protect information, the fact that he's now dead, that's a big sacrifice, knowing how he works.
Yeah.
And then the line of, when did you last speak to Luthen? A year ago. When I extracted Mon from the Senate.
The absolute dead silence that followed that is you've lied too.
That's right.
But the stories that they manipulated as well, that
Yes.
probably Cassian never got the recognition for that.
But the various, and it is fair, questioning because they have that perception of Luthen.
Yeah.
So don't want to fully demonize the two that we're against.
No. They're allowed to,
given without the context that we know.
We know, they're allowed to have those questions and those queries, given the character that Luthen made himself to be.
Or they perceived him to be.
What he wanted them to be perceived as, and that's exactly what he wanted.
But also, Cass made a good point of, this is intelligence, isn't it? Is it not something you shouldn't follow up? What's the worst you can do looking into it?
Yeah, the worst thing looking into it is that it proves not to be viable and you've wasted a day.
Yeah. Yeah. But I did like seeing the kind of politicking at the table with all the rebel leaders. But then, how they perceive Claire, and Claire, the perception of Yavin, of that she was laying in the hospital bed just completely absent. She was lost.
She felt like it was very much felt like a prisoner.
Yeah.
As well.
But finding that place, that home, that she lost everything. She lost the person who looked after her and saved her, and she had to do it too. She had to basically pull the plug and end his life. She hadn't had any time to process that. No. It had been moving and trying to get the extraction going, but to have Cassian say the words that he was saying and reinforcing that you'll be just come there, you'll be welcome. Tell them yourself, and then having Vel come through, reaffirming that I have friends everywhere.
Yeah,
yeah. It's no longer just a code. You do have friends.
Yeah.
But it was good seeing how Claire's story played out as well, and now she has the place on Yavin, which means she's active throughout behind the scenes. That I would love to see. I would love to see more in other series.
I hope so.
Or comic books or
that would be
novels.
Amazing.
I would love to see her in a spin-off book. I said in a few previous reactions that I'd love to have her and Dr. Aphra team up, given the archaeology.
Given the archaeology and the spy nature of it, I definitely think the success of this show has shown that this espionage aspect of it and that expanding of the universe as well is needed and wanted.
Yeah.
So you have a perfect character for that.
Yes. And she's resourceful. She's
resourceful.
Yeah, she's very intelligent and she's headstrong.
Into the world very easily.
Very.
And still include
just have her behind the scenes.
And
yeah,
all of that. Yeah, there's a show there. There's a show there.
But again, it's one of the things that I've enjoyed about this is that it's tied up threads nicely, but it's also left things open,
yeah,
to interpretation.
It's definitely not a here are the borders, here are the lines, and
we need to resolve everything.
We need to resolve everything. It's not, except it's resolved enough that you feel satisfied, but you can explore it more. And I really enjoyed this about the show, and I'm glad we got it as well, exploring these characters from Rogue One, where we went in almost 6, 7, 8. However long.
2016.
Excuse
me 1 second. Sorry, had to do a bad cough then.
From 2016, when we first got introduced to these characters and being told, why should we care? And then immediately, by the end of the movie, we're like, no!
We care!
And this is we now care even more. So a rewatch of Rogue One is probably going to be utterly and mentally destroying.
Well, it gives context as to who Cassian is.
Yeah.
He is the person who is a captain in the rebellion, but he's not without his tactics taught by Luthen.
Mm-hmm.
It's the do it for the rebellion. You burn a piece of yourself for a sunrise you'll never see.
Oh, that hits different knowing about the child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. but he has Luthen's tenacity but also has the compassion that he has himself.
Yeah. The compassion is definitely what makes him stand out as a character is that like he had that direction of Luthen, but then also the questioning to question authority around, but not be a thorn in the side of it, just to be the oi.
Yeah.
Yeah, squeaky wheel almost.
But some really big moments in that with Dedra being locked up on the prison.
Yeah.
Just a simple ending scene.
Yep.
Of her just
breaking
defeated
down
and breaking down in prison. Her and Cyril were tools of the Empire.
Yep.
With power.
Yep.
Cyril not as much, but he had power, and working with Dedra, it was to get power and all that sort of stuff. Cyril realized before his end that everything he thought about the Empire was wrong.
Yeah.
And then
just got consumed by Cass.
Yeah. But then you have Dedra, who was a tool for people higher on the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Krennic used her bad and then threw her completely under the bus because of everything that was discussed in that epic interrogation last year. You must be a rebel spy. There's no other logical information.
Yep.
No logical explanation. But she was used as a tool for the Death Star. Every officer is a tool, and they are replaceable. And now she's a tool in the prison, knowing what we've seen on Narkina 5 last season. She is now going to be building weapons for the Empire, and she is now living the way she made other people live.
Yep.
So she's going to experience it on a completely different level than Cyril having the realization of being manipulated and played.
Her realization definitely is more soul crushing, and deservedly so.
Deservedly so, but she was also... all the atrocities she committed were in her name, but also kind of her hand was forced into that. She was handpicked by Krennic. Once she was in that room, she couldn't leave that room. So she was trapped in that situation.
Any lower ranking officer in that room from that first couple of episodes of season 2, any officer that is low ranking in that, screwed. You are fodder for anyone ranking above you if they get caught.
But also, even when the genocide on Gorman occurred, she was mortified by her actions because she was forced to play that hand. She is a terrible character. She has gotten what she deserved.
Yep.
But it just goes to show just how terrible the Empire is as well. Like, she's terrible. They're up here. They won't stop at anything. This whole Gorman mining project was a complete and utter facade for something that is a planet killer. Like, it just... there's different levels to just how terrible the Empire are and what they will do to keep... what the Emperor will do to amass and keep power. Manipulate... like, the fact that Partagaz was listening to Nemec's manifesto.
That was wild.
Before he didn't want to face justice.
Yeah.
And he and killed himself.
But it would have been very interesting, like, listening to that manifesto in that mindset as well, knowing
all the things that
are happening and potentially going to happen to you, and probably listening to that with new ears almost. And
it's a thing. He knows exactly how it works.
Yep.
And the fact that he's like, this is spread beyond anywhere we can contain it.
Yep.
It's him realizing, and he said it to Krennic. This was meant to be done. This was meant to be finished ages ago, which again shows that Saw was preventing a lot on Jedha. But the fact that he was listening to that with the recognition of, this is exactly what the Empire did. This is exactly actions that I have done.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredibly powerful to have that playing in an Imperial building.
Yeah.
The fact that it's actually reached the Empire is... because that's huge.
And the fact that it got played, and it was, as that other commander walked in, to be there and to go, so not reacting to it, you've heard it.
Yes.
They've all heard it.
Everyone's heard it. And they've chosen to ignore it because they are terrible. But yeah, Dedra getting a taste of her own medicine now.
Getting her comeuppance.
And she was a tool. She's continuing to now be a tool on the Narkina 5 prison
Literally.
type planet. It may not be Nakina 5, but she's on a prison.
She's on a prison
somewhere.
And
don't step on the floor because you'll get charged. You'll get shocked. But that's a very fitting end for her. I did not know how her story was going to end.
That's it. I was very surprised because I said the last episode that would be the last time we see her, and that was fitting enough to know that ambiguity.
Just she's locked up. That's it.
But that, knowing she's now another cog, she's
stripped of all Imperial gear. We've never seen her out of that uniform except for the dress for the dinner. But it was still very proper and regal,
put together, and
she's looking dishevelled.
To have her in that moment and to now be a smaller cog
in the Imperial machine, where she's got no.
Well, she knows what's happening.
Yep, that's exactly right. And it was it was just a subtle moment with the hopeful music of Cassian walking to the U-wing.
Yeah.
In his
get up.
In his awesome outfit.
It's nice to see how the costuming marries into the Rogue One as well, where it was Cassian slowly accumulating the things that he needed, very much to what the Force Healer said, where he's collecting. It's nice to look at the collection when it comes to...
And he's carrying himself differently too.
Yeah.
He's carrying himself more with confidence and I know what needs to be done.
The subtle changes in everyone's kind of outfits as well throughout the whole season, to get even from Mon's amazing wedding gear and even last season, all her outfits, through to the simplicity design that we are seeing while she's on Yavin is amazing. And to see those subtleties, to bring it equal.
Perrin!
Oh my god, yeah!
Perrin! He's with Skolden's wife! I wonder whether Skolden's gone into hiding as well.
I wonder if he's dead.
Well, yeah, he could be. I wonder if
something happened after for the antiquities and something got found and he got found out and arrested.
Well, I'm wondering if he's gone underground like Mon has with the rebellion and maybe reached out and said, look, you need to be happy and have maybe it's a facade, because Perrin did not look happy.
No, Perrin didn't look happy, but I think he was just taking solace in...
Well, his life's fallen apart.
Fallen apart, yeah.
Because at the Antiquities party, actually, was the happiest we kind of seen him and Mon together.
Mon, yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like
but didn't they have a moment at that party as well when they went aside to talk about the children? Because that's when they separated. Did. Yeah. No, because they got dragged. Mon went
Perrin
into...
and Skolden did.
Yeah, but Perrin got pulled away from Mon at that moment. Need to go rewatch that bit of the episode.
Well, I think Skolden's gone into hiding as well.
Think he's dead. Okay. I'm gonna say dead.
And I reckon they've done it as we need to make you as a protection.
Yeah.
Protect them from any ramifications that the Empire had. Plead ignorance on knowing what Mon was up to.
Definitely. Because that was one thing that I found interesting, was we never, after that party, we never got mention of the children again.
Just that they're happy on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
That was the only mention. But we didn't need to.
We didn't need to, but it's also remembering how much Mon has given up in that regard.
Yes.
For, I guess it may have not been a happy marriage in that regard, but she did have a lot of love for her children. So that taken away from her would still be...
I don't know if it wasn't I don't know. I wouldn't say it was an unhappy marriage.
Oh, no,
I reckon it was just he's more carefree.
Yeah, it's... I can't think of the word.
It was kids being kids.
Kids being kids, yeah. But that was a wild scene to show. Drunk in a car.
Yeah.
Still on Coruscant.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was
scandalous.
Yeah, and one of the final scenes of the Star Destroyer on looming over Jedha.
Yeah.
With Saw looking out. But yeah, there were so many good things in that episode. Everyone involved needs a round of applause. The acting from everyone. Denise Goff as Jedha, absolutely fantastic. That scene with her and Mendo last episode, fantastic. Her throughout the entire thing, fantastic. Her expression, it made you feel contempt for her the entire time. But there was this Diego Luna.
Just
he's so charming.
He holds the screen every time he's on it. It's quite interesting looking at this season and compared to last, where last was definitely focusing on building his core character.
Yeah.
And this season was definitely reinforcing it and his team around him.
Well,
every time he was on screen, it was just so...
His character, but also showing his conflict in his part in the rebellion as well. Of he's done all these things, and now it's okay, I've done these things. It might be time for me to step back. But others kind of saying, you're too important in this. Like we had some huge losses in Brasso.
We did.
And for Cassian, a loss in Bix going away, but also it kind of lit the fire under him to, I'm doing this for her, so we can eventually meet up. But I also kind of think he may have been reserved in there's no getting out of this for me.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this for her future, for a better future. Playing back to that that line that he said to Clea of on the choice, and she's like, isn't that what we're fighting for? We're fighting for a choice.
Fighting for that choice, yeah.
But no, everyone just phenomenal. Genevieve O'Reilly is a revelation as Mon Mothma. Like just the regality and the fragility she brought in all the scenes, showing just how pained she was in making decisions, from whether it be Tay being executed, assassinated, and how that made her feel, to then dancing at the wedding, to her strength in outing Palpatine as the monster that will come from a source. She has been absolutely amazing. She's like, she was good in Rogue One, but being able to explore Mon in more depth
has been great.
Showing her family dynamic, like Stellan Skarsgård as Luthen,
absolutely fantastic. The way he is able to take on and off those masks, playing the merchant to the rebellion fire that he had, that speech at the end of season 1, to the moments he had in here with that speaking in the comms room and just going, it's too much. He is amazing in every scene.
Yeah, and I mean, it played off great with Elizabeth Dewell. She was Delau, sorry. She was fantastic as Clea, and the fact that this is her first mainstream acting role is phenomenal. Like and she's going up against some heavyweights.
Yep. Skarsgård.
Skarsgård. But you've got Mendo in there as well.
Yep.
Ben Mendelsohn as Krennic. The fact this gave Krennic so much more depth, and just it made him so much more menacing. Seeing how he's going to literally squish people underneath him.
Yep.
Seeing that, Tarkin and Vader see him as insignificant. His arrogance and ego building up in this to see how he gets crushed. It's given heaps to Krennic as a character. But I mean, it's good to have Forrest Whitaker back as Saw, even though Saw's not a character I particularly enjoy. And it kind of did give some more context to Saw in that speech that he gave to Will when they're sniffing the Rhino.
Yeah.
Of the revolutions aren't for the sane.
Yeah.
It gives a bigger perspective on the impact that people in the rebellion have, where you do have to take risks and sacrifice things for revolution, and that's what he's doing. He's isolated himself from the rebellion essentially. They're still working together, but because he's so extreme in his measures, they proceed with caution against him, and spy to make sure he's not going too far.
Yeah.
But his actions he feels justify in because he's being driven by his own passion, and his own experience of the all the people that he was with when they were all boys. They all got burnt. and amongst the Rhino, which makes me wonder if that's what's in his oxygen.
Yeah, it's not an oxygen mask.
It's a Rhino
mask.
Rhino mask. But no, everyone in this absolutely phenomenal. I do wish we got more of Kyle Soller as Cyril. I wish Cyril did make it a little bit longer, but
And it was
because he was so I liked seeing him.
It was a good
He sucked,
ending.
but-
It was a good ending though for the character. Where
It was, yeah.
We were watching it and we were seeing it like it felt like in real time, where he was having that moment to go, this is wrong. This is entirely and utterly wrong. And then the obsession hit.
Yeah.
And it all came down to Andor.
But that's
and his obsession with him.
But that plays into what we said before.
Yeah.
Of this series didn't stick to a typical plot line of everything gets tied up at the end.
Yeah.
No, things happened throughout that were just holy crap.
Yeah.
Like the fact he was being built up to be a major role, and then boom, he's just blasted in the head.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you don't even really see Dedra grieve about it. She's now just she's now becoming the obsessed main villain. Yeah, there was just so many things, and I loved the time jumps because it allows for so much speculation on what happened
in those years. Yeah.
It also allows for tie-in things like comic books and such to explore what's going on.
Yeah, what happened in that year period or what happened in that 5-year period. Yeah, definitely.
The other thing that I thought was really good was Bail Organa's line, "May the Force be with you."
Yeah, it's
something we have not heard.
Had not heard.
We hadn't really, aside from the Force healer, we had not had any real reference to the Jedi at all.
To the Jedi or
the
the
Force.
Force or Sith in that regard. It was definitely focusing highly on just like the rebellion and that nature of it, not that overarching kind of major theme of the balance of the Force. But
for him to be the one to say it, given that he was around during the time of the Jedi, the time of hope, the time of light before the Empire, I liked that he was the one to say it. Yeah. He knows what they're fighting for.
He knows what they're fighting for, and he can see as much as he does, like, probably dislikes Cassian, as, like, personally, it's sitting there just going, you do hold so much hope for this rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you are important to this. No, I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I love Benjamin Bratt as Bale.
He did a really good
He's
job.
been a really good recast from Jimmy, but I think he has the poise, he has he steals every scene that he's in. Like, you're drawn to him.
Yeah.
He's just got that presence. Yeah. It's you can't teach that sort of presence. Like, it's just But no, absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to check out Rogue One again.
Yes.
And now knowing what we know, that final scene was so sad but inspiring. Looking out at the horizon, very similar to the end scene. Well, one of the end scenes of Rogue One when Cass is on the beach of Scarif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna cry again.
No, this was a series that really made me care about Cassian a lot, and gave some really good context to Rogue One. Like, Rogue One was phenomenal. I remember loving it when it came out, and this has just made it that much better because it's so grounded. It's the characters made you care. Luthen in particular, it just shows how important he was to everything. Without him, this doesn't happen. The rebellion is really only embers
it
around.
scatters. Yeah.
But without him and Clea, it's really,
it got its united front about it. Thanks to them.
No, it absolutely phenomenal. Give context, and I like that there are series that build on the various, like, whether it be the prequels with the Clone Wars, Rebels with this era, Rogue One getting the plans of the Death Star. Like, all these things add so many different layers to what we know. And I just love the grounded approach to this as well.
Yeah,
the espionage feel. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Everyone should be should get a round of applause. And Tony Gilroy, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal for this. But tell us your thoughts on the finale. Tell us your thoughts on both seasons of Andor.
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite? yeah, that's going to take a while to recover from.
Yes.
Can't wait to check out Rogue One. Anyway, I'm Trent.
I'm Julia.
And as always, keep it nerdy.